All right, welcome back to the final segment for tonight's or this week's class. Um, so, at this point, we've taken a look at the what the Gestalt principles are, the laws that sort of fall under the Gestalt principle, how it applies to instructional graphics. You've had a chance to do some assessment of some instructional graphics and to give a little bit of thought to how these laws apply. So looking ahead then over the next week and next several weeks is obviously going to be asking you each to create instructional graphics. They will probably be part of your Moodle, but probably also part of your daily classroom or other things that you're involved with instructionally. So one of the things I wanted to point out is in terms of software, there are many different ways to approach creating graphics. Honestly, for me, even though I have access to some pretty high-powered graphic software programs, if I can complete what I need to do in Microsoft Word, I do it in Microsoft Word. It's easy, it's straightforward, and I know that it works, and so on. If I need to get beyond what Word can do, then I start looking at other options. Obviously, the high end, you're looking at the Adobe software, Photoshop, InDesign, those types of programs. But you don't need to go that far. And one of the things I did on a page here on our Moodle is just to kind of point you in the direction of a few online resources these are in each case websites where you do the graphic design right through the website. So you don't need any specialized software. You don't need to download anything. All four of these do offer free versions. Now, of course, they are all businesses. They do want money. So they all do offer also paid versions, which will give you access to more features or more content. But all four of these are websites that are places you could go if you want something geared more towards graphic design and you don't have something that you like to use. So I would encourage you to check them out. Like I said, they all do offer free. There are other apps out there and other websites too that do this as well. But I wanted to make sure to at least point out a few of them to you. They have strengths and weaknesses in each case. None of them is going to be as powerful as an InDesign or something like that. But for most instructional graphic sorts of situations, we don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles. We need some basic functional tools that allow us to put things where we want them to put them and to manipulate them in some basic ways. So check these out if you want, because one of the homework bits for this coming week, and I guess I'm kind of going out of order, is the first of our production forums. So these are set up as forums because that's the easiest way, I think, for you to submit something and then get feedback from the rest of the class. But it's really more actually going through the process of creating an instructional graphic now that you have the background of the Gestalt principles in mind. So this is number 2 in the homework for next week, using any graphic software of your choice. It could be Word, it could be Photoshop, it could be one of the free ones I pointed out. I just want you to create a single instructional graphic that you might use in a classroom setting. So pick a topic, something you would want to have somebody be able to look at and learn something from. Once you've created the graphic, save it, download it to your computer or however the particular program works, and then that is what you're going to upload to your forum post. By including an image. When you're creating a forum post and you want to put an image in the message, when you're in the message body, there is an option, one of these icons, that's for inserting an image. So if you've saved the image to your desktop, you can click on that insert image. It'll ask you where the image is, and then it will insert that image right in the body of your message. So that is what you'll want to do in order to get that into your forum post. In addition to the actual image, just give a brief description of what the graphic is about and how you created it. If you used a particular piece of software, let us know what you used. And then, as always with any of these forums, as people start posting their images, take a look at them, give some evaluative feedback, some constructive feedback to help people improve their graphics. If this graphic can be something that you can then use in your Moodle, that would be the best, because then you've gone through the effort to create the graphic, and then you can just use it, put it right into your Moodle, and that will be then a piece of content for your Moodle. So keep that in mind when you're trying to pick a topic for that piece of software, or for that activity. The other pieces of the homework, we have one more, or another discussion forum, and this one I'm just asking you to reflect on the importance of good design when creating visual materials. So if you look on the forum page itself, it gets into a little bit more specifics about sort of what I want you to think about. Create a post. Let's keep those conversations going. You guys have been doing a great job in these forums of responding and re-responding and re-responding to posts. So just keep that going as a way to reflect on some of the materials from this past week. So in addition to those two forums, so one of them is just a responding forum, the other one is our first of these production forums, is just continue to work on your Moodle. Based off of the last couple of weeks' work, you should have a topic picked, you should have a basic segmentation plan in place for the project. You can start putting in some content if you want, especially now that we've talked about graphic designs. If you've got some images that you want to use in your Moodle, maybe start to create those and start to get those into place. But that's basically from here on out, this is going to be a weekly thing. Just keep working on your Moodles and start filling in content as you get content created, and start figuring out what each of the sections of the Moodle are going to be. So that is basically it for this week. So to recap, we went over the requirements for the Moodle project, and you've got that as a link in the class Moodle. We took a look at the Gestalt principle, which is designed to help us improve the quality and the effectiveness of instructional graphics and of visual instructional pieces, materials. You had a chance to look at an existing graphic and assess it for one of the laws. Along the way, you got a chance to experience the database activity in Moodle as a student. So if that's something you want to incorporate into your own Moodles, you've now got a little bit of experience with what the database activity works like. I showed you some online resources, or gave you links to some online resources where you can create graphics if you don't have access to some piece of software that you like to use already. And we just wrapped up with homework for next week of these two forums, one of them responding and the other one where you're going to actually create a graphic and post that for some feedback. So I hope this covers us for this week. As always, please contact me with questions or concerns. All of the week, as you saw from today, all the work for this week is individual, so you can work through it at your own pace over the course of the following week. And I do plan on touching base next week in person, because the week after that, I know we are asynchronous because of a commitment that I have here at school that night. So we will definitely plan on meeting together in WebEx next week at 5 o'clock. And next week we will be taking a look at, I can't remember, video or audio next week. I can't remember which one we look at. So anyways, I will sign off for tonight. Let me know if you have questions. And I will see many of you tomorrow night in class, or I will see everybody next week online in class. Thank you very much, and have a great week.